Good morning from Prairie Creek, Redwoods State Park in Northern California and Gold Bluffs Beach Campground. We're going to take a tour, and then after the tour I'm going to show you one of the reasons, besides it's in the Redwood collection, why you would want to stay here. There is a special hike 2 miles away. We're not going to hike to it, we're going to drive to it. That makes it worth staying here. Now, just a note, the road coming in, you gotta get over that. The Gold Bluffs here, there is a very narrow, very twisty road, very steep up, steep down. Class C is pushing it getting through there. Nothing bigger than that. You don't want to be bringing trailers in here if you don't have to. This is a tight space to get into, and the sites are small, and there's not room for anything bigger anyway. So let's get this campground tour started, and then I'll show you what's next. And a reminder within the Redwoods collection is be crumb clean on your food. Okay, coming into the campground, right in front of you is the bathroom and shower house. Now this one has individual, like at least 4 or 5 individual rooms. They're just, toilet and sink rooms, and then 2 shower rooms. It is a loop around, and I'm going to start off here with 1, and you can see it's just a pull off on the edge. That's all the site is, with a campground and fire ring and bear boxes. They did say that there was a young cub or something wandering through a couple weeks ago, and we've also elk herds move through here. Water spigot. And that'll bring us to site 2. It's very simple as we go around. Another little pull-off site. Let's see what these sites mean. Redwoods National State Park, Site 2 hold. I don't know what that means. These are reservable on, through the California State Park system. This one's kind of nice if you're a tenter and you want to make sure you're out of the wind. 3 has this little old structure for some purpose that does make a good windbreak. Something you'll find everywhere along the coastline is this knowing that you are in a tsunami zone and which way out to get up. And that brings us up to 4. I've never seen a structure like that. It's an REI tent of some form. And I'll pick you up around the corner. Now, which one's which? Outside loop, inside loop. Okay, 6 is on the inside loop. Again, just a pull off. Same with, 5 over here. That's a little risky with the wind out here. Path heading down to the beach. Bear-proof garbage cans. Seven, just another pull-off. But they have a nice spot out a little further for their tent. 8. I mean, you're not going to fit anything big on a pull-off and still leave room for other people to get by. Simple layout. Okay, 9 here. This is at least a little bit of a back end. You can kind of see their layout out there on the beach side. 10 over here. People are just starting to get around. That's part of 9 there. Got 11 on the inside here. 10 over here. Now I did see what appears to be overflow parking out on the entrance road out there. 13 over here. Getting close to the camp host and the restroom again. Camp host was very attentive as we came in yesterday and caught us as we drove through. Gave us information about the critters and things. Oh, and firewood is available. What are we up to now? Forgot what number we were at. $14. And you see they got a little tent off in the dunes there with the bushes. Alright, 15 over there, 16 over here. There's the spots out in the bushes and the dunes to sit yourself up. This one's got some old structure that can be used for a hammock there. Most of them have nothing for a hammock. And it is regularly foggy out here. We had a beautiful sunset last night, but what we didn't have is any stars. Right after that sunset, things moved in and you couldn't see anything. Over here, where were we? I keep losing track of my numbers. You can see this barely fit. That's 17. And they had the unfortunate experience of driving in at night, which I would not want to do on this road. Alright, after 17 there, we're rounding the corner now, back on the other end of the loop. 18 is our van over on the left here. Now, that is as far as we can get. We're up against the post in the back. Not a lot of room on the side. I guess I could have come over this way a little more. Beautiful spot for a tent back there if you wanted it. Picnic table, fire ring, and bear-proof food box. 19 over here on the outside. Tent site back there. Now, this brings us to the hike and bike camping only. If you're one of those that actually is doing the Pacific Coast on foot or on a pedaling in, this site is for you, and they kind of don't expect you to make reservations, I don't believe, because who knows where you will be on any given day. 20 over here. This one's got a little, they could have backed in, so there's a little more room to park in that one than some others. And then 21 around the corner here. Nicely nestled in the trees there for their tents. There's room for one more down there too. Right up against the bluffs. 22 over here in the Tesla. So they got the tents over on the side. And picnic table and fire ring over here, which again, in this kind of territory with potential bears, it's good to be separate if you're setting up. What's this, an empty spot? 23 here. Again, a nice pull off. Not too small pull off, but you want to make sure you're not blocking the road. Well, there was a reservation here for last night through another night tonight. All right, that brings us up to 24 here with this Class C. Another rental. But it's a snug fit. 24 over here. Big site back there. They actually have quite a bit of room hiding in there. Lots of room to set up in there. 26 here. Hope I did those numbers right. Again, nestled up against the bluffs with a rooftop tent. And I think that's it. I'm not sure where this RV here is set. They may have had to park here and might actually have a site somewhere else, so they may be one of those other sites that they just don't fit in. I'm not sure. It does say campground full. If the campground is not full, you can pay here, possibly online as well, if you get lucky and it's not full, which is going to be rare, and it's a hike in to find out that it's full. Now, pay by phone does work here because, really, buddy? Pay by phone really does work here because there is cell service here at the beach. Actually, fairly good too. Okay, let's hit the time lapse to the beach. What do you do at the beach when you're bored? You find things. You make things. That's creative. So it's not a bad walk down to the beach. It's soft sand, so it's a little bit of a slog, but not terrible. Last night, and I probably like this every night down here, at sunset, everybody was down here. The beach was full. It's not the most swim-friendly beach, but you can certainly get yourself splashed by the water. Just be careful. And this just goes on forever. But trust me, there's bluffs over there. But this is what makes the redwoods and keeps them alive in a very dry, otherwise climate, is the fog feeds the trees. They don't get much rain here, but they get the fog. Let's see what's been created here. Very artsy. Wow. Maybe I should have a garden within the garden. And I did see kids climbing that last night. Now that's the campground and the beach. And a little bit after we get ourselves pulled together this morning, we're going to head down to the next attraction. And I'm happy to say I can film it because it is in the state park, not the national park. Welcome to Fern Canyon. It's a short little loop hike. Now, if you wear sandals, you don't have to worry about the boardwalks. Trying to find the dry path. I'm going this way. That's deep. See what the walls are made out of. Just compressed sand and rock. And the trail climbs up, and you're in a new world. No one ever talks about this part of the hike. Right down there is the canyon. Almost back to the entrance of the canyon. That's Gold Bluff Beach Campground and Fern Canyon Trail just down the road from there. Both of those, if you were just to come to Fern Canyon, you need to go through the entry gate and pay a permit or something like that. But it's included with the campground because that gets you past that gate. So it's kind of a bonus for staying at this campground. Makes it easy, get you down here early in the day before the crowds show up. Parking lot is not very big. Maybe 30 cars max in the parking lot, and that might be pushing it. So thanks for coming along on this little tour of the campground, the beach, and this wonderful trail. There's another trail that heads off of the end of the beach old miners trail or something like that, because these bluffs, the gold bluffs, miners did work them in search of gold because they are old lake riverbeds. And on my way out, it's been just family after family coming in now, but there was very few people in there while we were there, so it's great to be close by. The drive in, very challenging, and I think I will show part of that on the way out, just so you know what you're getting into. And there is some shallow creek crossings on the drive from the campground to Fern Canyon. I'll see you in the next one. My next 2 videos should also be California state parks within the Redwoods, so look for those. Subscribe to my channel if you want to know more. Book early, get on out there. Look out for elk. See you in the next one. Road narrows. It's narrower.